In this video, we see how it works. The tracking module of Framework360, which is the capability provided by the software to precisely track what visitors do on our website. Within the tracking module, we will find the option to add a project. By adding a project, after giving it a name, for example, the name of the website, we will decide whether to use it on the current site or on an external site. It can also be done with other types of platforms like WordPress, Joomla. Framework360 will provide us with a tracking code, a script, which just needs to be copied and pasted into the footer of the website. In this case, we see how tracking works on the framework site. We open the project that I have already created, and we will find ourselves in front of the possibility to enter the ID of various tracking scripts, such as the UA of Google Analytics or the Facebook Pixel ID. We even have the possibility to enter the ID of Albacross. Albacross, for those who are not familiar, is a tool that allows us to know from which companies we receive visits to our website. It is very important for business to business, for example, if we want to retarget or recontact those companies because we know they have been interested in our services. The possibility to enter the ID of Yandex Metrica. For those who are not familiar, Yandex Metrica is a software that allows generating heat maps and also recording the mouse movement over the website. Therefore, this is also very useful for seeing the usability of the site or how our potential customers use the web interface. Okay, once entered, tracking code, the IDs of the various tracking codes, we move to the Goals tab. In the Goals tab, as you can see, there are various actions available. For example, we can track calls, we can track emails, clicks on any button or container. The referrers, meaning where we receive visits from, that is the sites that, let's say, send us visitors. For example, if we have partner sites, we might want to host the link to our website. On these partner sites, it's called a backlink. The people who click on a backlinker who end up on our landing page or our site will be tracked. And the Framework360 will tell you where they came from. Let's move on. Here we see the possibility to track the session duration. If, for example, for us, it's a goal, let's say, it's an objective to ensure that people stay on the site for more than 2 minutes, because it means they might have thoroughly visited the site and are more likely to purchase perhaps on an e-commerce site, then session duration will indicate which people stayed on the site for more than 2 minutes. Content view allows tracking the viewing of hidden content. For example, if we hide premium content behind a form, perhaps a form to leave contact information, Content view will track when visitors have provided their data and have viewed the content. However, it can also be used for viewing products on an e-commerce site. The ability to track the submission of a form, in short. Then the search added to cart and purchase, which are clearly important actions on a website that allows online transactions, therefore an e-commerce. Okay, let's go into detail. As we can see here, we are tracking on Framework360 the potential phone calls. Why potential phone calls? Because with Framework360, we know there was an intention to call, but we don't actually know if people made any call durations. For what reason? Because the only way to know would be through a forwarding number. For example, Google ADS provides forwarding numbers that you can use by making them available in your campaigns. What does this mean? That when a customer clicks on the phone number, they don't call the company directly, but go through a phone switchboard without realizing it. From Google, that takes how many minutes of calls have occurred and clearly provides the more precise statistics. However, in this case, we have the possibility to know if a potential customer wanted to call, because imagine, for example, a hotel, you run a campaign for a hotel. You bring in 100 people. For example, to the hotel's website, 100 visitors, and out of these 135, click on the phone display to find out the number. And by doing so, you can tell your client, or at least know, how many people wanted to call the establishment. In the case of a discovered number, in most cases, especially with desktop, there will be there. Visitors will take the phone number, copy it onto their smartphone and call. For some, it might be a visitor who didn't make a conversion, perhaps. Anyway, let's call it call intent. Obviously, it is not mandatory to cover the phone number, as you see here, Framework360 says. What do I do? Do I find all the phone numbers automatically, or do you manually enter some that I need to find on the site and possibly cover? The choice is yours. You can also just track certain phone numbers. Moving on, Framework360 also provides the ability to send Google data to various clearly advertising platforms that you added in the first tab. For example, if you're interested in using Google Analytics and the Facebook Pixel, Framework360 will ask if you want to send conversions to third parties as well. Okay, or let's see, for example, how to track a button click. Let's try add a click. Framework 3.0. It will ask us if we want to track the button or the container through the destination link, a storita. Possibly if we have a button with www destination site. We can select it and it will take all the links with that link, and it will track it when someone clicks on it or through class, CSS, ID, element, or contain text. If this, let's say, is difficult to obtain, I recommend using the visual selection. That is, the visual selection opens an iframe of the website, providing the possibility to right-click. For example, I want to track all clicks on this image. I select it with the right button, it recognizes the container and lets me select let's say the selector. So here I am ensuring that when someone clicks on the image, we see in this part here, it records the click on the image, and I name it as such. This is the internal event of Framework 360. By saving and reloading the page, I have now clicked on the image. Going to the statistics, we always reload the page. Going to the statistics, it recorded the click on the image and also returned the IP address to me. And the date and time of the conversion event, let's say of the occurrence, goal. Okay, as you could see. Here, you have the opportunity to view all the statistics of the goals of the conversions that occurred on the website.